I had just won $10 million. Not a vague dream or a distant fantasy, but real money, life-changing money, enough to secure every dream I'd ever had. My mind raced as I drove home that day. Imagine the look on my wife's face. Imagining the plans we could make, the life we could finally live without limits. I pulled into the driveway, my hands shaking with excitement, my heart pounding like a drum. I opened the door and called her name. She was in the kitchen, humming to herself, the sunlight catching her hair. "Honey," I said, breathless with anticipation. I won $10 million. For a moment, the world seemed to pause. Her smile didn't widen. Her eyes didn't sparkle. Instead, she tilted her head slightly, studied me with a look I didn't understand. Then, suddenly, she lunged. Not in joy, not in celebration, but in violence. I stumbled back, startled. She pushed me hard. I tripped over the edge of the stair, tumbling down in a blur of pain and terror. Every bone in my body seemed to scream as I hit the floor. Darkness swallowed me, and then silence. When I woke, it was in a hospital bed, sterile white walls surrounding me. Machines beeped faintly, a soft hum in the background. My body ached in places I didn't even know existed. The nurse left after adjusting my blanket, and I finally saw her, my wife, sitting in the corner with a calm, almost casual expression. Why?" I whispered, my voice raw, weak, trembling. She looked at me as if I were some insect she was observing. "You deserved it," she said, her voice flat, devoid of warmth, devoid of any trace of the woman I thought I knew. My stomach churned. My chest tightened. How could she, the person I trusted most, say such a thing? Days passed in a haze of painkillers and disbelief. I tried to reconcile what had happened, tried to imagine why someone could betray me so utterly. Friends and family visited, some cautious, some shocked. Everyone whispered, but no one could explain it. And then came the final blow. She walked in, not alone, not with an air of guilt or regret. She walked in with her new husband. My heart froze. Confusion, horror, disbelief. Every emotion collided inside me at once. They smiled, hand in hand, casually, as if nothing had happened. The man beside her was laughing quietly at something she said, oblivious of the wreckage she had left behind. She looked at me, her smile sharp and cold, and laughed. "I hope you're recovering well," she said sweetly, almost mockingly. Her tone was deliberate, calculated. Every word was meant to humiliate. "You really thought we'd spend your little windfall together?" I couldn't speak. My body ached, my heart shattered, and my mind raced to understand how someone I had trusted so deeply could betray me so completely. I watched them, the woman I loved with every fiber of my being, walking hand in hand with another man, treating the very moment of my pain like a casual joke. It was then that a strange clarity washed over me. The anger, the betrayal, the heartbreak, they became fuel. I realized I had been blind to the coldness lurking behind her charming smile, blind to the selfishness that had always been there, waiting for the right moment. I had imagined love where there was manipulation, devotion where there was calculation. I didn't cry. I didn't scream. I didn't beg. I lay there, feeling the pain, letting it wash over me, but beneath it, something else grew resolve. She had tried to destroy me, humiliate me, take my joy and turn it into misery. But the money was still mine. The life I could build was still mine. And the future she had stolen from me, she would never get to dictate it. The next weeks were hard. Recovery was painful. But every step, every moment of healing strengthened me. I sold the house that had become a battlefield, cut every connection, and began to rebuild, not for her, not for anyone else, but for myself. I invested the winnings wisely, surrounded myself with people I could trust, and slowly, life began to feel like something I could control again. I never confronted her publicly. I never sought revenge. But I smiled, quietly, privately, every time I thought of the day she and her new husband had arrived to laugh at me, because I knew something they didn't. Betrayal had its cost. She had taken the easy path, the cruel path, and in doing so, had revealed the truth of who she was. I Meanwhile, had gained clarity, independence, and the power to shape my own destiny. In the end, winning $10 million wasn't just about money. It was about waking up, seeing the world and the people in it for what they truly were, and surviving, thriving, rising above the pain. I realized then that life's cruelest moments sometimes contain the greatest gifts. And as I walked out of that hospital, no longer weak, no longer broken, I understood something essential. Betrayal can hurt, but it can also awaken a strength you never knew you had.